Hey everyone, this is Chris with T3 Handicapping coming at you with another daily horse racing handicapping video. This one is for March 11th, 2025 from Turf Paradise, race number 8 going 8 furlongs on the turf. Now, if you've been watching our previous videos, you'll notice some changes here. I was using a different model that I had been working on. Did some back testing on it. Things checked out overall pretty well, but as I continued to test it forward, I wasn't really thrilled with the overall winning percentage that it was coming up with. In the races that I was using for the daily handicapping videos, we were doing okay. We were, kind of right there on most of the videos, pretty close. There were a couple clunkers, but for the most part, we were having a pretty high hit rate on those races that I had really specifically targeted. But as just kind of a general handicapping tool, which I know is how a lot of people use T3 handicapping, our win percentage was just a little bit lower than what I hold our standard to. And so I went back and kind of did some redesign and went back into the archives to some of the things that had worked better, kept some of the things from that system that were working quite well, that were helping me to identify some of those key factors moving forward, and have come with this now as sort of my new model moving forward. I've tested it through about 170 races or so. We'll continue to test, and if this is something that can hold up right now, we're hitting at about a 37% clip. With just top selections, no handicapping necessary at all. So if we continue to streak along at that, you can expect this new model to become available. But I want to make sure that we have enough data on the live testing to make sure that it's actually effective, and that those numbers hold up. So if you're noticing that it's different, that's why. So let's take a look at race 8. Like I said, 8 furlongs on the turf. This is an optional claiming race, and it got a race rating of 91.5 from our system, a pace projection of 20, which is a little bit on the fast side, but still within the moderate range. So don't expect anything to be too crazy fast here. We've got a field of 9 signed on, and this race jumped out to me right away because of the number 1 horse. You can see the horse ranks out in every single category as either the top choice or the second choice, and the horse also is the only horse in the race with no strikes, which are our negative handicapping factors, which have been reintroduced in this. The horse scores out as the top rated horse in the race with a key grade there, which is why you get the K. So K, A, B, C. This one gets the K rating. So this one jumped off the page. In a very small sample size of only 37 races right now, horses that receive a key designation are winning at about 54%. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. The only problem is this is Turf Paradise on a Tuesday, which means we're going to have small pools, and we have really recognizable names. Orlando Mojica, one of the top jocks in the colony there. But you also get, of course, Robertino Diodoro, who is known across the country for his success, and at Turf Paradise is always one of the most successful trainers. So likely to get bet down based on connections. And at Turf Paradise, just because of the pool size, it doesn't take much for those prices to get bet down. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get the value that I need on this horse, but this was definitely, to me, the most likely winner on the card, and one that, if I'm playing wagers through this race, the 1 is the only one I really need here, and then I can kind of move on from there. So as I was going through, I started with my stack rank. You'll notice on this system here, I did move the plays over here so that you can actually see them on the same grid as the stuff itself. Instead of having it in a spreadsheet, you can see it on the same grid as the data points. So I just went through, I did my stack rank. I eliminated the number 7 and the number 8. Those would be these 2 horses right here. The 8 just has no top 3 categories and 3 strikes, which, 3 strikes is okay, but not ideal. The 53 is among the lowest total scores in the group. And then the number 7 as well. You've got a 7% jockey, which is not horrible, but it's not great either. Obviously, I like that to be over 10%. The trainer's living dangerously right on that 10% line. And then the only top 3 category is class, which in turf races has proven to be somewhat predictive, but not enough to where I'm going to keep a third place finisher or a third rank finisher based on just that alone, especially not when I see 5 strikes. And I'll talk about those strikes in just a moment. So I went through, and in my quick check, I went through and I just decided not to move anything. I think it's fine the way it is. So I'm going to leave the stack rank just as is, and then I went and started to assemble my wagers here. So, like I said, the number one is the only horse I really need. I already outlined some of the key stats there. I mean, in the win end, we see that right now, speed, stamina, and flow are overwhelmingly the top categorical categories, or top factor categories that we have. You can see that the horse's 86 speed figure, the 96 stamina rating, and the 86.5 flow all kind of tower over this field. So another easy choice. Plus, as I mentioned, no strikes against the horse for negative handicapping. So this one was an easy one to throw on top. In second place, I think the most likely winners are the 6 and the 9, who were the second and third place horses. The top 3 horses have finished have finished in second place 60% of the time. So when you rank out top 3 in the stack rank, those horses are finishing in the top 2 60% of the time. And so I feel pretty good about having the 6 and 9 there because I've already got the 1 in the top position. That's to me, pretty good measure of success. Both of those horses, the number 6, which is right here, this one here, record and form are the two most predictive factors of a second place finish. So the 6 looks like an extremely likely second place horse, but you can see the 9 also rates out in both of those categories as well. So this seems like one where first and second, if all holds true to form on the turf, should be those two. In third place, we found that class rating has been the most predictive on turf. Well, the top class rating goes to the number 4. I've already got the 6 and I've already got the 1 included, so I'm going to use the 4 there. And then in the last spot, it's usually record. I've got just a lot of horses left over, so you can see the 2 kind of measures up there. The 5 is in the mix. The only one that really isn't is the 3. By the way, shout out to Harry Hernandez. If you follow Peanuts Picks at all, that's her favorite jockey, as well as Mrs. T3 Handicapping. So shout out to Harry. Good to see him at Turf Paradise. Great jockey and a really good dude. So shout out to Harry Hernandez. So put all the rest of the horses in fourth, and then you know how we play this. So the win bet, I'm going to go down to even money. I think that's probably a pipe dream with Diodoro at Turf Paradise, but if I can get even money or better, I'll play $10 to win. I've got the exact. I decided to just throw the 4 up there. I think the 6 and 9, particularly the 6, I probably am not going to get the value on, so I decided to take a stab and at least give myself a couple options in second. So I'll go the 1 over the 4, 6, 9, assuming I'm getting $12 or better on each. That's going to be $3 there. And then the try, I'll just follow the grid, and for the super, I'll follow the grid as well. So the try will go 1 with 6, 9, 4, 6, 9 for $4. That's a $1 try. And then the super, a 10-cent super on 1 with 6, 9 with 4, 6, 9 with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. That will be $1.60. Of course, we will make any modifications should any of these numbers fall below the value line. But otherwise, we're ready to go. We're ready to play the 8th here from Turf Paradise. So best of luck and cash those tickets.